everybody, my name is Sabrina and welcome to my channel. I've been gone for a while. I've been super busy with work and other life stuff. So today I have 19 books to haul. These are books that I've acquired since my last book haul a few months ago. So I'm super excited to show you. But before I do that, I want to say thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I recently hit 100 subscribers, which is amazing. Like, I honestly didn't think that I would ever get to 100. And I know that for some people it's not a lot, but for me it literally means the world. I love this community. I've definitely made some amazing friends, so I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It means a lot. So yeah, let's get started with the book haul. So I'm gonna do this kind of by sections, by where I got them. So I'm gonna start with Amazon. Let's get started. The first, oh, you can see the books, what the hell. Never mind. The first book that I want to show you is one that I have not read. The majority of the books that I'm going to show you I haven't read. Shocker. The first book that I'm going to show you is by an author that I really like, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which I matched today. I've heard fantastic things about this series. I know that everyone was super excited when the sequel came out last year, I think. To be honest with you, I don't know much about it other than it follows two guys that were like college roommates and then they become like nemesis, which sounds super interesting. The next two books I'm going to show you together because they are part of a series and they are also by V.E. Schwab, and that is A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Lights from the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. I read the first book and I really enjoyed it, and then I started the second book and I actually got to page 350 of this book, and I'm very sad to say that this put me in a really big reading slump. It's by no means a bad book. Like, I loved the first one, but I just felt like it dragged a lot. Like, nothing was happening. That's a shame because I ordered the third book without like really knowing if I was gonna love this one. But I do plan on finishing the series one day because I have heard great things about it. Maybe I was just not in the mood for this. So the next book is one that I have read and I absolutely loved and adored, and a lot of people have mixed feelings. Like, I've seen here on BookTube like videos where everyone's like, oh my god, I love this book, and I've seen other people be like, which I understand why they would, but I personally loved it, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I loved this book so much. As you can see, I have a bazillion tabs because I really enjoyed it. I loved the characters, I loved the plot, and when I say that I loved the characters, I mean, I do know that they are not good people. I know that they do very problematic stuff and say problematic stuff, and well, murder happens, so yeah. And they do and think and say things that you shouldn't do or think or say. However, I still really enjoyed that book, and when reading these type of books, you have to keep in mind that, of course, the things that the characters are doing are not okay. But it is a book and it is a story and it's supposed to make you think about it and it's supposed to entertain you. I really enjoyed it. Definitely by the end, the main character, Richard, made me go like, ooh, Richard. The fuck?
What the fuck, Richard?
Yeah, so this follows a group of college students that are part of like this super elite major. Like they study, I don't even know what it's called. They're very like pretentious, and only certain people can get into the group, and of course our main character like finds out about it and he's like, oh, I have to be a part of it. And he manages to switch his major. Like I said, like there's murder and a lot of things happen, and yeah, you should definitely read it if you're into dark academia. The next book is one that I actually started doing like a reading vlog for it, but I ended up not doing it because I ended up not liking the book, and I was like, what's the point? And that is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I did not like this book. I think I gave it like 3 stars, which is not like a bad rating because I don't think that it was like a bad book. I just personally didn't like it. But the way some people described it, I thought that it would be more like adult and it would have like more of a like lyrical prose or whatever, lyrical writing. Which was not the case. I was kind of disappointed by it, and that's all I'm gonna say. The next book is one that I enjoyed, and that is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This follows a girl who grows up in like a magical library where they have grimoires, which if not handled properly, they turn into monsters. Which, if you ask me, it's like fantastic setting. Like I would have loved to be raised in a library with grimoires. The monster part I don't like so much, but I really, really like it. I also have a lot of tabs. I really enjoyed the characters. This was just a great book, and I'm super happy I got this book. The next book I got was With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This was a really fun read. The main character is Latina, and she is also a teen mom, which was something that I have not experienced. I was not a teen mom, nor am I a mom at all. But I just really, really enjoyed reading this. It was very refreshing to see someone else's experience. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 4 out of 5 stars. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. So those are the books that I got from Amazon, and now I'm going to talk about the books that I got from book outlets. So I got a boxed set for $23, and that is The Lunar Chronicles by Marisa Meyer. I am a late bloomer when it comes to this series. I know it was very popular a few years ago. I just never really had any interest on reading it, but my friend Bree from Bookishly Bree loves this series and she talks about it a lot, so I was like, maybe I should get it. And then I saw that it was on Book Outlet for $23, like the entire series for $23, and I was like, I'm gonna get it.
I want it, I get it.
Super, super excited. I've already read Cinder and I loved it. So I cannot wait to continue on with the series. So recently I got some books that I'm super, super excited about. The first one is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes series, which I've actually only read the first one, but I loved it, so I was like, I'm gonna get the 3rd one since I already own books 1 and 2. And I got A Very Large Expansive Sea by Tahar Mafi. I have read one of her books, which was Shatter Me, which, to be honest with you, I did not like at all. I'm sorry. But I'm super, super excited to read this one. It follows a Muslim teenage girl, right after the events of 9/11 and how that affected how people treated her, and just basically life in the United States after that tragic event. And I actually think it takes place in New York. I'm not entirely sure. So, something that's super cool about Book Outlet is that they also have signed editions sometimes. And I noticed that on the website it did have the sticker, and I was like, but is it really signed or did they just put that up? But it is actually signed, which is super exciting. She even drew a heart. I get super excited about signed editions and that sort of stuff because, again, where I live, I'm never able to get these type of things. So this is just so special. I am so excited to read this book. And talking about signed books, I got another signed book from Book Outlet, and that is Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. So these follows two girls who were blamed for their friend's murder, and that's everything I know. I think it involves like a book that they read that they believed caused them to murder their friend, and something happens that kind of brings them back together and they have to prove that they didn't do it. I have 3 more books to show you. The next 2 are by the same author, so I'm gonna show them like kind of together, and that is Radio Silence and Solitaire by Alice Oseman, which is the author of Heartstopper, which is a web comic series which has also been published into actual graphic novel format. And I've read the first 2 volumes of Heartstopper, and it is by far my favorite graphic novel of all time. I love that series, so I just had to buy her other books when I saw that they were on Book Outlet. Solitaire actually follows one of the main characters in Heartstopper, which is Charlie and Charlie's sister Tori. So over here it says, this is a story of Tori, Michael, Becky, Lucas, Charlie, and the year that everything changed. I've heard really bad things about this book, to be honest with you. But I am a believer that I have to read things for myself in order to say if it's good or if it's bad, because I have found that maybe a book that everybody loves I hate, or a book that everybody hates I love. So I can't really trust anyone's opinion but my own, which is good advice, I'm gonna say, to everyone, because everyone is different and you should really try out things for yourself so that you know what you like and what you don't like, and don't make any rash decisions based on other people's opinion. And then Radio Silence follows this girl who, I think she gets invited to be a part of her favorite podcast, who is run by someone called Radio Silence, and nobody knows who he is, but then it is revealed that it is one of her close friends, and like a lot of trouble ensues or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's what I've heard, and I'm super excited to read it. And last but definitely not least, I have a holiday-y book that is The Afterlife of Holly Chase. This is a Christmas Carol retelling, and it follows the main character, Holly Chase, and she gets visited by like the Christmas ghost, like the ghost of Christmas past and future and present, and they tell her that she needs to change, and she doesn't, and she ends up dying, and now she has to work for the ghost organization, and she becomes a ghost of Christmas past. That's all I know. I really, really love Christmas books, and I'm super excited to read it. Anyway, that's it for my book haul. Thank you so much for watching. I am super, super excited to be reading all these books, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. Goodbye.